Oh, wow. This is quite impressive. We've got the three of the, I'm not sure if you're the only new. No, Al, you were one of our founding board members, weren't you?
Well, yeah, I've been around a while.
But usually our board meetings are al taharat hanashim. They're just women. But here we are, all men. Okay, so let's get some of those good anti-feminist jokes ready. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
No, not me. I'm a feminist. Anyway, let's get started. If somebody else shows up, then we'll be able to call this an official meeting, which will be very nice. And if somebody has to leave before we have all four at the same time, no big deal. Nobody will tell on us or anything like that.
Right,
okay.
Just a disclaimer, I have about 10, 12 minutes and then I got to run.
No, the last time I did this, it took me half an hour. So let's see if I can do it in 15 minutes this time. Okay, so here are the minutes. Okay, I should have had these open, but I didn't have. I'll open them meanwhile. Quickly open them. As everything loads there. And there we go. These are the four or five documents that we need for this meeting. Oh, my computer. First world problems. My apologies, gentlemen. Oh, something's happening. Looks like it's loading. There you go. Call to order. As per Article 6, Paragraph 7 of the Root Source Bylaws, informal action. Any action required to be taken or which may be taken at a meeting may be taken without a meeting and without prior notice if a consent is in writing or by electronic transmission setting forth the action so taken is affirmed by the board members or members of the committee with respect to the subject matter of the vote. The consent must be filed with the corporate records of the secretary. At the end of this minutes of this document, there's room for everybody to say affirmed. So as we've done in the past. So if the board of directors of the corporation affirm their consent in writing with respect to the resolutions to act described below, it will therefore be an informal action. The document was prepared by the CEO and circulated by WhatsApp amongst all directors, and in some cases was discussed in detail via Zoom. This is that case. The Zoom meetings were recorded. This Zoom meeting is recorded and is available as a copy of this document at rootsource/board meetings. I'm not going to open that right now, but that link links to this, not to this page, to this page where we have all of these documents on. Hold on 1 second. Don't bother me. Hello? Ken. Ken, זה לא זמן טוב, תתקשר מחר בבקשה. Bye. Everybody wants money. Anyway, back to this. Yeah. We agreed upon this document following the Zoom meeting held now. So the director's present. We've got Elon. What do you know? I guess that's what there is. Okay, my wife hasn't shown up yet. If she'll show up, then we'll move her in there. And if anybody else shows up, then we'll move that up to there. As per Article 6, Paragraph 4, a quorum is required for business transactions. A quorum consists of at least 40% of the board members in person or through telephonic or video participation. If 4 board members, more than 40% or more are present, this meeting may proceed. If we do not have 4 board members present by the meeting's end, this will be an informal action. Agenda. Of course, if anybody has any comments, please interrupt me. Scream out, hey, wait a second. The agenda of the resolutions to act upon. 1, review snapshot of finances. 2, review of report of activities of Q1 2022. Of course, this is the meeting at the end of Q1 2022. And 3, review of the plans of 2022. 1 second. Let me close this so we have more space. Okay. Number 1, review snapshot of finances. The board shall review and approve the balances tab of the following document. I've already opened it. Here it is. Come on. There you go. Okay. Today is March 30th, 2022. We have, I went into all of these websites and got the balances as of today. So in our Mizrahi shekel bank account, we have 16,500 shekels, which is about $5,200. In our Mizrahi dollar account, we have about $20,500. In our PayPal Israel account, that's the only PayPal account we have $1,449. In our Gumroad account, we have $7,176. Now, as you can see, we usually have closer to $100 or $70 in there. And that is because we get paid out every week or two. And, somebody buys a book, somebody makes a monthly donation, a recurring payment. We have about 5 people make the right, not a lot of money. But Steve Werp, as it says over here, he's a friend of ours, bought 1,000 books. So he had to pay for them. The fact is that we gave it to him at cost because that's what Bob asked. These are Bob's books, the 5 years of with Orthodox Jews. And it's actually going to cost $7,500, but we had to, that's it. We had to ask him for more money, which he will send. Anyway, that is why we have so much money in the Gumroad. And that money, that $7,000, will move over to our PayPal Israel account within a week or two. And we usually download transfer the money from the PayPal account to the Mizrahi Shekel account once a month. So that's what's going to happen. So that means that I'm probably not going to change any dollars to shekels so fast anyway. Payoneer money is Amazon money. If anybody buys any of our books on Amazon, not through us, then we get paid about 30% of the royalty, or maybe it's 60%. I don't remember. Whatever it is, it's pennies. So that's why we get about $40 a month from Amazon. Next, Give Butter. We have balance there. Give Butter. I'm sorry that I did not put in the number over here. I think this is the number. It's approximately that number. Maybe I have it here. 1 second. Not here. I think it's here. Yeah, I didn't get around to doing this today. This, I think, is our money. 31,867.22. 31,867.22. 31,867.22. Okay, so we'll have to refix this maybe. That is how much money we have in Give Butter. Give Butter is where we get all of our donations. Some of them we don't get through there, like checks, but we register them there. So it is our CRM. It is our, that's how we know how much money we have. Next, and finally, Row, that's our bank account. Again, we are a 501c3 and we have a bank account in America. And right now, our balance there is $59,457. So altogether, now this is pending in Row. We just deposited $6,000 check from Nathaniel Foundation, which we reported in the website, in the WhatsApp. We just deposited it like yesterday, so it still says pending over there. So if we add all of this up and add $5,200, because I'm not going to put $16,000 because that's shekels, we get to 126, because I forgot this 31,000. 126,554.37. Add 5,200. That comes to 131,754. 131, right? 754. So this is wrong, and I don't need it here anymore. So that is quite impressive. We have more money today than we did last December. The reason it is impressive, it's because we didn't really do any fundraising. Usually we do a fundraising event. Oh, Yofi, what can I tell you? We have about 7 more unique donors since December. We have 16 active recurring Give Butter plans. That are people who are giving $18, $20, $100 a month. And as you can see, our total monthly income for Give Butter is $434 a month. So, comes in 3 months, that comes out to about $1,300, which is not $11,000. But I guess if you add the 6,000 here and you add a little bit there, it makes sense. In addition, we have PayPal members. We used to have like 100. We used to have 300, but that is shrinking. So we got from 74. Now we're down to 552, which we would love for them to move over to Give Butter. But as I explained in the past, if we ask these people, they'll say, "What, am I giving you money?" Nah, just cancel it. So we'll take it while it comes. And that altogether comes to a little under $1,000 a month. So that is our money. We have newsletter subscribers. They are shrinking at about 100 a month because we're not doing a campaign yet, but that is my biggest pain point. I want this to grow 10 times, if not more. For that, I'll have to hire somebody. I haven't found anybody to hire yet. Hopefully, maybe this quarter we'll find someone. YouTube subscribers is also growing at the rate of about 10 a month. So we're close to 3,000. By next quarter, we should see over 3,000 subscribers. We're not doing anything there. It's all organic, all 100% for now. And this looks like a big number. It is our YouTube views. It is growing at what looks to me about 20,000 or 15,000, about 5,000 a month, something like that. Those are the numbers that we are tracking. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any suggestions of other numbers that we should track at this point? I'll come up with more. I added a few like these I think I added, or this for sure. So hopefully next quarter we'll have more things to track. Okay, that is pardon me, 1 second. The minutes, yes. Come on. So that is the review of the balances tab. And if you guys do not have any questions, we will approve it as part of the entire approval affirmation at the end over here. Next comes the report of activities. I'm quite proud of this. Here we are, Q1. Come on. Come on. There you go. This is, 1 second, so you can see this is what we're going to support. This is what we are going to, 1 second, view, print layout, please. So this is what we are going to submit tomorrow to Melissa Church, which we get about $100 a month from them, I think. And here is what we did. Okay, hopefully this will take less than 9 minutes. I'll try to do everything in less than half a minute. Since January 1st, 2022, we have focused on or completed the following specific activities. The Institute for Midrashic Studies of the New Testament, much blessed progress. See detailed update here. I'll just say Ba'al Peh that, of course, Dave Fitcher, who's on this call, is the academic leader there. We have, and as a matter, and that's the update over there. So I'm not going to click through it. It'll take too much time to open. But we finished the first quarter with the first 2 members of our cohort. They submitted their academic papers to an academic peer review journal. For that reason, as I reported in the WhatsApp, they were awarded their quarterly fellowship stipend of $5,000 each. And we're negotiating with 2 more new, or 3 maybe, new, 2 or 3 new fellows for the upcoming cohort. we'll see what happens with that. And so far, it's really quite exciting. I have to say, it's really, Dave, you're just amazing. What's going on over there? But unfortunately, only Dave and his cohort members really recognize that. I hope that within the next year or two, we will be recognized all over the world when some Cambridge journal publishes our stuff. Okay, next, the Root Source Conversation podcast. We continue to record these conversations with Dr. Richard Booker and upload and feature them in our weekly newsletter. I don't get much response to those, but I think that that's really a lot of incredible stuff, a lot of boring stuff, a lot of just, hey, how are you? But sometimes I or he come up with really incredible stuff, I think. Bridge Builders book. We have published this book and already have started delivering copies. And we're getting nice reviews, and we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. Store, we have upgraded the store. As of this writing, you can buy 13 products and books. Okay, I guess it looks like Elon left, but he said he would. List 2020, the project is proving to be more complex than we had originally thought, but with God's help, it will be published on or about April 30th, in a month from now. I think we'll be closer to about than on. But the worst case, we'll move it over to May, June, July. But as soon as we're done with that, we hope to start working on the list 2021 and publishing it and be ready to publish the list 2022. And Bezrat Hashem, we will start marketing those to libraries. But that's a way to go. Anyway, working more on foundations. We have compiled a list of foundations that we think might be interested in supporting Root Source's mission, and we hope to hire a foundations officer or at least a manager in Q2. I think that we have discovered about 100 such foundations. We have to review that list very strongly, but chances are we will be able to submit requests by the end of the year. Some of these places, they say, please submit by January 15th or something like that. And that's it, once a year, who knows? But hopefully that will really start our foundation fundraising. Continue to publish our newsletter. We met with the senior vice president of Biblica and 3 other senior people there to explore possible partnerships. That's going a little slow, but that's what happens. Things go slow, but then they move. We reached an agreement with the extremely popular chief rabbi of Safed to host his English content, similar to the agreement that we reached with Rabbi Steinsaltz, and we are working on announcing this. Very exciting, but it'll take a little time until we get the stuff up online and get a system that'll be online, but hopefully that will be within the next few months. Guide Star Silver Seal. We have completed the requirements to be listed as a holder of the Guide Star, the Candid Silver Seal of Transparency, a distinction achieved by less than 1% of all nonprofit organizations in the United States. Rak B'Sorot Tovot, only good news. We are working on translating and publishing this important prophetic book. We'll see what happens. We're still negotiating, actually. Master Return. We are close to publishing this 3rd book by the popular writer Eliyahu Berkowitz of Israel 365 News. Dave, did you ever hear of Eliyahu Berkowitz? You follow him on Israel 365?
Yeah, I've seen his name.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I know Eliyahu, and I haven't read his 2nd book, but I really like the first one, The Hope Merchant.
I'm glad to hear that. His 2nd book is Dolphins on the Moon, but once we publish this Master of Return, then we'll probably publish the other 2 also. Nonprofit Bless Israel Store tab, donate to other organizations program. We will launch this program with God's help by May 1st. And then we'll obviously report about it more. Christian Outreach Marketing Manager and Budget. We are working hard to figure out how to hire or retain somebody to lead our efforts to reach 100,000 subscribers. Did I mention here a fundraiser? Yeah, hire a foundations officer. I'd also like to hire a individual donors a officer, but we'll see what happens. Christian Outreach Marketing Manager. We just mentioned that. I think I mentioned that earlier in this list somewhere. Doesn't matter. And teacher payment, lesson views. We have paid all of our teachers a signing bonus, about $100 each, or maybe 50. I don't remember. They barely said thank you. It doesn't make a dent on their annual budget, believe me, $100. But whatever. And this is something that I remembered after I finished this, which is why it goes over to 2 pages. I'm going to hopefully reformat this so that we can squeeze it all on 1 page. I'm a big believer in 1 page. We were approached by the Jerusalem Post to publish a monthly article. We will feature our bridge builders. Our first featured bridge builders were the River Winds. There's an article that was published, and we featured it blog, and we got some good response on this. In the old days, you used to see how many clicks things had, but nowadays they don't show it. And I don't think there's any comments here. What are you doing here? No, I don't want to click you. No. Oh, 13 comments. That's a lot. So I'm going to keep this open and look at it. But that, Al Kopani, my friend, is what we did in Q1. Any comments?
That's a very good list. I am really excited about the J Post regular article. So I'll be looking for that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you a secret. The recently rehired manager of some stuff at she's probably on the masthead at Jerusalem Post is Ma'ayan Hoffman. She was for a while the managing editor at Israel 365. And she's also married to my friend Gil Hoffman, who also works at the Jerusalem Post, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, she is in charge of the Christian edition of the Jerusalem Post. And she is a bulldozer. So she basically, I think, got like 3 or 4 people to write stuff to get paid there. And she got about 30 people to submit stuff for free. So she publishes about 10 articles a day on the Jerusalem Post Christian edition. Here is an example, I think. Yep, here it is, a daily. I mean, it doesn't say here the Christian edition, but it is, as you can see, the Christian World. Every day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or more items. And that's what she publishes on her daily newsletter. I think that she probably has even more over there. She is quite the powerhouse. And she actually edited this. I submitted it and she didn't edit it. She's the powerhouse. But in any case, we're going to keep doing this once a month. She might say, hey, if you got 70 of these, let's do it twice a month, maybe 3 times a month. We'll see what happens. It's quite exciting, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm gonna have to close this because it's simply because these Jerusalem Post unfortunately takes up a lot of it. Okay, back to minutes. And finally, a review of the plans for 2022. So in 2022, I'm sorry, at the end of 2021, we published our annual report. Our last quarter's meeting of 2021 Q4 was actually our entire year's meeting. So in that meeting, we presented what we did in the entire year and included, this is what we plan to do And this is what we didn't plan to do at the end of the year, but we did anyway, so we had a lot of stuff done. And this is our plans for 2022. So here is the list. I copied and pasted it over here in a document I called How Are We Doing? This is what we have over here. And How Are We Doing is this bit.ly file. Here is the plans for 2022, copied from that. And here is the status. So let's move this over so we can see it. We are working on upgrading the audio and visual aspects of our courses. We got funding to add captions to Rabbi Steinsaltz's lessons. He was an elderly man when he recorded them, and he was also an Israeli, so the English is hard to understand. So we're working on that. That is not what I meant by upgrading in the audio and visual aspects. I'm planning on something much bigger, and that is basically captions on all the videos, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll talk about that in 1 or 2 or 3 years when we get the money. We continue to publish and upgrade our newsletter. We do that. We hold quarterly Zoom events. We had none this quarter, but we're planning 1 or 2 for the next quarter. We will continue supporting the Midrash Institute. We succeeded in doing that. We hope to do Jewish outreach through live lectures in Zoom to encourage Jewish teachers to join RootSource. That we're waiting for more Christian outreach. We will recruit more teachers. We aspire to have 100 teachers by December 2022. That is also waiting for more Christian outreach. I remind you that we signed on another 6 teachers, but if they don't get a lot of views, then there's not much motivation for them to teach and to record. Therefore, I'm waiting until there's a lot more teachers until we add a lot more students until we add more teachers. Here's some news. We're working towards localization for communities in Africa, China, India, and more. We are working on the translation of the 40 Days of Repentance. Here is a copy of that book, if you can see it. And here is a copy of that book that we already translated into Dutch. And we're working on translating it into Korean. We found a volunteer is translating it. So I'm meeting with him tomorrow, Bizrat Hashem. Amazing stuff.
Wow.
That is not what I meant by localization of RootSource for communities in Africa, China, and India. I meant on captions in all of those languages and a website for all those languages. I've got big ideas that will last me for many years and many millions of dollars. Hire a Christian outreach marketing manager and hire a development officer. I'm hesitant because I have no external encouragement funding, but I have some ideas. What can I tell you? If somebody would give me, here's $20,000, start to hire somebody for a few months, then we would do it. But I think we might do that even without that encouragement. What can I say? Host next year's Bridge Builders program. I might do that with the Jerusalem Post because what's her name? Mayan. Like I said, she's a powerhouse. And if she wants to do that, then that'll be exciting. What can I tell you? With all due respect to my friends at Israel 365, Jerusalem Post has got a little bit more reach.
Well, it's only
okay. Let's quickly
years older.
Off. Sorry?
It's only about 100 years older than Israel 365, so...
You're right. Okay, expand the RootSource Conversations podcast, interviewing fascinating people all over the world. We're, of course, doing the conversations, but nobody next. But we're planning 1 or 2 for next quarter. I met with somebody today that they'd like to do that. I don't remember who it was. Don't worry about it. Engage with like-minded activists and organizations, joint educational ventures, none planned. 4 new titles. We'd like to publish 4 new titles. That's, of course, throughout the whole year. We haven't published any this year, but we're probably going to publish 1 or 2 next quarter, and at least 4 the entire year. We're not creating Gumroad widgets for the courses yet. That depends at the very least on Christian outreach. It'll take more time. We don't have written down here, create an app which we should put down here, but for now it's not there. And in any case, we're not going to do it until we have a little bit more outreach. Maybe make it happen. It depends really on if we get money for it. And probably welcome another grandchild or two into the family. None this quarter, but planning 1 or 2 the next quarter. We're actually planning only 1 the next quarter. Our daughter is due in a week or 2. That will make grandchild number 5. And finally bring a granddaughter into the mix. But there you go. Okay. That, my friends, is the review of the plans for 2022. Any comments, questions?
Yeah, what's the possibility of getting an article on JPost about the Institute?
Good question. Excellent. The answer is excellent. And but you and I have to write such an article. It has to be an article that people can understand, not it's a great idea. We'll talk about that. Send me an email about it and we'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments, sir or ma'am? Okay, whereas there were no further business, therefore resolved all the items and documents that have been examined by all directors and are approved and adopted, and that all actions taken thus far have been ratified and approved by the directors of the corporation. No further meeting, no further business. The meeting was adjourned exactly 30 minutes after it started. I will request that Albert J. McCarn and Elon and Dave already affirmed it. Thank you very much. I'm right here present.
Yeah.
And so, Al, you just copy and paste that. And everybody else will just write affirmed and the date they affirmed it. Okay. Any other questions? No, we already had a chance about that a couple of seconds ago. So we've got a few chats here that I missed. What does that say? You left and he left. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. And no more chat. Shalom, everybody. We are now finishing this meeting and it will be available.
Shalom, Gidon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Al. Al, please schedule a meeting with you. It's time to talk.
Yeah, it's past time. Okay, I should have done that a couple of months ago, but I will.
When you get a chance.
Great job.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.